Hey Biscuiteers, Fuchsia here, and today we're going to show a bit of Dragoncraft, but not Machina. Not what you would expect, not even Defense Dragon, but the good old Face Dragon. Yep, it's still here, at least I'm trying to make it still here, because honestly, the new Natural Dragoncraft needs a lot of legendaries. Then I saw a few lists online where it was literally Face Dragon, just with Odin. So I drew 2 Odins, so I was like, that sounds good. So I made this deck. Honestly, it still kind of works. It's like, you can see in the games later, but I still think it's pretty decent. Obviously, the new card you have is Odin, which is good. Twilight's Bane. It can banish like amulets, not amulets, followers with ward or dangerous followers that you need to remove, while also going phase. And then obviously it has Sleipnir after it dies. And then the Sleipnir has ambush, and you can put your stuff into it, like this has a storm and stuff like that, and they have to deal with afterwards. And especially good with like Razia, because they'll have to deal with the Razia afterwards and stuff like that. So, and I think it's really fun. I kind of miss Odin, and I think this one is actually one of the best versions they have of it. Like, it banishes something and goes phase. What more could you want, right? Yeah, so I had a lot of fun with this deck, and I hope you enjoy the games. And just think of this as like a budget version of a new dragon deck, quote-unquote new dragon deck that you need. Anyways, here's the games. Okay, first game I want to show against Shadowcraft. Shadowcraft, obviously, more of a going in the path of like a rally, Machina kind of thing. I haven't met too many Shadowcrafts, and I haven't seen them like win against much, so I'm not sure actually what the meta about Shadow is, because it seems like there's not too much talk about it either. So like so I'm just expecting board, because that's what they usually have. Actually, I've lost to a few, but it's mostly because of Nicholas. I guess that's their game plan, like a Machina game plan. It's very interesting. I'm excited to explore Shadowcraft in the future, maybe even an this build. Either way though, here's Razia, just turn for Razia, like normal. Making them have to use something like this. Not optimal from them. Then they go face, of course, nothing to trade into anymore. Top deck Roy, kind of lucky, but you know, a bit of luck never hurt. They just play a death of the party here. Trade. Play a Psycho Bomb, kind of unfortunate, but they had to do this to remove the 5-3. And then our turn is pretty set here, just Hypersonic, and then Dragon Bearing to buff it, and then Dragon Oracle. Evo, obviously you want to do as much damage as possible as this deck, because it is an aggro deck, and by turn 5, already 11 HP, and just give up. So that's just Face Dragon stuff, right? Just winning quickly. Right, second match against Swordcraft. I've heard Swordcraft being described as like the 3rd best deck right now. I'm not sure I could vouch for that, but I have seen like the more aggressive sword decks kind of win against me. But then again, I've been playing like Evo Rune with Tetra Burn instead of like the 5th and stuff, and this deck, which is kind of like all in on aggression too, so I can't judge too much yet. Either way though, here we see them just play Admiral, and this is kind of difficult, but I just decided to ramp here, better value overall later. And here I just decided to like mitigate some damage somewhat by just playing out a Georges. Because I have 2 Georges, and I know that they will probably play more followers with less than 4 HP next turn. So I just play the Georges so that to mitigate damage, right? Because it threatens to like clear their board if they ignore it, but they have to trade into it. But even if they do trade into it, I have another one to clear. So it just mitigates damage to my face, which is really good because right now we can't do damage on our own. But yeah, here all of the followers here are easily removed by Georges. I thought about playing the Wormfire also, but it's close enough to 7 play points. I kind of like restrained myself from doing so. I just thought like, okay, next turn I'm just gonna pick the Portalcraft and Razia, and I think that's gonna be enough. Either way, they seem to be just all in on the face game plan here. They just go face. And I go like, alright. I guess this works. And I just evo it and trade. Pretty easy. To be honest, that was a pretty good play, I think, because it forces me on like to be cautious, right? Because next turn they have Balion and Machina. So if I played like, for example, Bloodbag into Razia, I'd still need to like trade something in like a Georges, or like if I play the Wings of Tomorrow, I'll be losing a lot of tempo and stuff like that. So that's actually a pretty okay play in my opinion, because they're also at 19 HP. It's just unfortunate for them that we drew a Roy so we can remove it while also like presenting more threats on board. They do play Missalian and Balion anyways. Probably didn't think they could win against this, against our aggression, so just gave up. Third game here, Runecraft. Oh, Runecraft. It's a very interesting spot right now for Runecraft, I think. I'm not sure what happened to 20 Rune. I think maybe people got a bit tired of it. To be honest, it's not a new deck, right? So I understand, but yeah, expecting Evo because of that, right? Some variant of Evo. So here I just, you know, like usual, play Wormfire. I always play Wormfire on turn 1. Just so I can go face, because it's a long way until 7 play points. So sometimes you can play the Bloodbag, play the Bloodbag around something else, and also deal damage, deal a few extra damage with the Wormfire Junior, because it's going like a bit early. Here I just play tempo while ramping. They're probably going to remove this, but that's fine because we got the ramp and we still have these 2 followers, which cannot be removed by Confident Mage. So I'm fine with that. Here I just play the Razia and Dragon Ring, just doing as much damage to them as possible. There's a potential of 7 damage or more. Keep going face. As you can see, the Wormfire keeping damage. And they give up. This is going to be a short video. Last game. Last video. No way. So Portalcraft. Okay. So you've watched like 3 games of this already, so you probably get the gist of it. And that this deck right now, it's either like it's either you lose eventually, or you just win super early. Usually it's like that, because of your pure aggression. Because a lot of decks are a bit slow right now. Of course, the top 2 decks like Forest and Haven can handle all your aggression, which is why I haven't yet won a game against them. Against all the other decks, they seem kind of fine. Of course, this hand is not fine though. Georges might be questionable here. Maybe I should have like kept him, because maybe I should have like thrown him away because it's not sword in any case. But I think Rally is like follower based enough that I might need him, so kept him. There's a Baphomet. Here I play a Dragon Oracle just to ramp and then go face with the Wormfire. Next turn we can remove something with Bloodbag and Quixotic. Like here, I decide to Bloodbag and Quixotic instead of Razia. Just because I think we can do better Razia combos later. Then here they go. The rally begins. Monster's Marionette becoming one of the key cards in Portal right now. Just to Evo a Portal actually, which is quite funny. Yeah, here obviously in the end our Georges kind of helpful. I'm just going to play him, and then just Evo, and then get a bunch of like destroyed followers on their half, and then next turn you can already see a possible turn with Quixotic and Razia. And one thing I've noticed with Portalcraft is that It seems that their hand is not always consistent. I don't know if it's just a lot of people playing on low masters who aren't like yet mastered the deck yet. I don't know. In the end, I just decided to use an Odin instead, just because I wanted to like deny them the card draw, and then and of course deny them the cards destroyed, and go face. Also, something to note on Odin. It's not when the follower is destroyed, it's when it leaves play. But it's not the last words, it's when it leaves play. Here's my Sleipnir. Ready to attack. Play the Radia here. Banishes something. Not really important what it is. And do we trade? Not really. Just go face. They have like 14 HP. This will summon a Razia. And after this, there will be a very interesting interaction actually. So here they just Evo and go face. Honestly, the turn before might have been a mistake. Instead of the Razia, I could have played Roy instead and then ramped to 9 and then played Gigantogoza. I forgot that Roy ramped. I think that was the correct play instead of playing the Razia here. Because the Razia does not guarantee lethal. But it did provide us with this unique opportunity to see a few interesting interactions. So, let's see here. First, I decided to trade Sin. And then I destroyed the Razia. So first, because the Razia was technically already in play, because it didn't go out of play. It went into the Sleipnir, and then it exited. It didn't ever leave play, so it didn't ever come into play again, right? So the back didn't proc on her, and then so that's really funny. And then like Roy just destroyed her and got the effect of the bike instead. And then good, just go face. Like I said, if we played Roy before this, we could have gone to Gozad and won this turn. But because we don't, they're at 1. Thankfully, they don't lethal us or anything. They're like 1 turn off from Belphomet, so we can just do this. Typical Ganda Goza. So yeah, interesting match in the end. Alright, so those were the games, guys. Like I said, I found this list on the internet, so I will post a link to the original deck in the description. The only thing I changed was that the deck I looked at had 3 Odins, and I changed one of them for Hypersonic Dragonite, just because I only had 2 Odins. I don't think it changes too much. Like I said, like you saw in this video, Hypersonic Dragonite actually gave us like pretty good damage anyways, so yeah. In the end, do I think this deck is still good? I think it's still okay. I think it's still decent, man. I don't think it will do well in the coming months unless there's a nerf to the predicted top decks. Just because it does good against a lot of things, like most of the meta, but like against the 2 top decks, I'm not sure. They have like too much. They have like too much like sustain, I feel like. But against the other ones, pretty good. Like this is a good deck. You can still use to play on like unranked or ladder to get like some dragon wins, and the only addition you really need is like to make Odin. So if you already had like face dragon, you just needed to slap down a few of these boys, and then you're good. So I definitely recommend it if you're like looking for a cheap way to play Dragoncraft as expansion. It's definitely doable in my opinion. So yeah. In conclusion, yeah, make this if you're like strapped for cash, strapped for vials at least, and still want to play a few one Dragoncraft deck for some reason, like missions and stuff. Anyways, that's all from me today, guys. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you loved it, give me a sub, and like always, have a great day.